Level B1, Pre-Intermediate. The psychology of lying. How does the brain react to deception? How to spot lies and why people lie from a neuroscience perspective. Lying is something everyone does, whether it's a small, white lying or a big deception. But have you ever wondered what happens in the brain when someone lies? Why do people lie? And how can you spot a liar? Let's explore the psychology and neuroscience of lying, with examples and scientific facts. Why do people lie? People lie for many reasons. Sometimes it's to avoid trouble, protect someone's feelings, or gain an advantage. For example, a student might lie about finishing homework to avoid punishment. A friend might say, "I love your new haircut," even if they don't, to avoid hurting your feelings. A politician might exaggerate their achievements to win votes. From a neuroscience perspective, lying is often a way to protect ourselves or achieve a goal. But it's not as simple as it seems. Lying actually requires a lot of brain power. How does the brain react to lying? When someone lies, their brain has to work harder than when they tell the truth. This is because lying involves several steps. Suppressing the truth. The brain has to stop itself from saying what really happened. Creating a false story. The brain has to invent a believable lie. Remembering the lie. The brain has to keep track of the lie to avoid getting caught. Scientists have studied this using brain scans, fMRI. They found that when people lie, certain areas of the brain become more active, such as the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making, and the anterior cingulate cortex, involved in conflict monitoring. For example, a study published in the journal Nature Neuroscience showed that people who lied repeatedly had less activity in these areas over time. This suggests that lying can become easier with practice, but it still requires mental effort. How to spot a lie? While there's no foolproof way to detect lies, there are some common signs that someone might be lying. Inconsistent stories. Liars often struggle to keep their stories straight. They might change details or contradict themselves. Body language. Fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or touching their face can be signs of nervousness. Speech patterns. Liars might speak more slowly, pause frequently, or use vague language. Emotional mismatch. If someone's facial expressions don't match their words, for example, smiling while saying something sad, it could be a red flag. For example, in a famous experiment called the parking lot study, researchers asked participants to lie about stealing money. Those who lied showed more stress-related behaviors, like sweating and avoiding eye contact. Why is lying stressful? Lying can trigger a stress response in the body. When you lie, your brain releases cortisol, a stress hormone. This can cause physical symptoms like a faster heartbeat, sweating, or a dry mouth. A study from the University of Notre Dame found that people who stopped lying for 10 weeks reported better physical and mental health. This suggests that honesty isn't just morally good, it's also good for your well-being. Real-life examples of lying. The Enron scandal. In one of the biggest corporate frauds in history, executives at Enron lied about the company's finances to hide losses. Their lies eventually led to the company's collapse and criminal charges. Everyday lies. Most people tell small lies every day, like saying, "I'm fine," when they're not. These lies are often harmless, but can still affect relationships over time. How to be more honest. If lying is so stressful, why do we do it? Often, it's because we're afraid of the consequences of telling the truth. But being honest can actually improve your relationships and mental health. Here are some tips. Think before you speak. Ask yourself why you're tempted to lie and whether it's worth it. Practice empathy. Consider how your words will affect others. Be kind but honest. You can tell the truth without being harsh. For example, instead of saying, "I hate your cooking," you could say, "This isn't my favorite, but I appreciate the effort." Conclusion. Lying is a complex behavior that involves both the brain and emotions. While it might seem easier to lie in the moment, honesty is usually the better choice in the long run. By understanding the psychology and neuroscience of lying, we can become more aware of our own behavior and better at spotting deception in others. Remember, the truth might not always be easy, but it's often the best path to trust and well-being. Vocabulary. Deception. The act of lying or tricking someone. Neuroscience. The study of the brain and nervous system. Prefrontal cortex. The part of the brain responsible for decision-making. Cortisol. A stress hormone released during lying. Body language. Nonverbal communication through gestures and movements. Empathy. The ability to understand and share others' feelings. Stress response. The body's reaction to stress, like a faster heartbeat. Conflict monitoring. The brain's ability to detect and resolve conflicts. Honesty. The quality of being truthful. Well-being, a state of being healthy and happy. Quiz. Consolidate vocabulary. Deception. A. Telling the truth. B. The act of lying or tricking someone. C. A type of brain scan. The act of lying or tricking someone. Prefrontal cortex. A. The part of the brain responsible for decision-making. B. A stress hormone. C. A type of body language. The part of the brain responsible for decision-making. Cortisol. A. A hormone released during happiness. B. A stress hormone released during lying. C. A part of the brain. A stress hormone released during lying. Empathy. A. The ability to understand and share others' feelings. B. A type of stress response. C. A part of the brain. The ability to understand and share others' feelings. Listen to the video again to consolidate the new words.